Hey guys, welcome back to Beast Quest Series 17. Yes it is, with our first book. And that of course being Griff, the Feathered Fiend. Yes there is, Series 17 has begun. So, here we are with Griff. You know guys, it's been a while since I've done this, but hopefully I can pull it off well. So let's not waste any further time like I always do with my story analysis, overall thoughts of the story, and then overall thoughts of the story. So, that being said, let's get through with this. Tom and Eleanor were heading to the dungeons of Jengtor to get info from Sampaio. At first it seemed he wouldn't be so easily fooled, but Eleanor pointed out that Kensa chose Jeng over him, and that's what caused him to spill. He revealed they were after some type of artifact that resembled a star. In exchange for his services, Tom said he would call Irina to bring him water. When our heroes emerged, Tom received a message from Koldo on the good beasts of one of the good beasts of Wildor, and he informed Tom that evil beings have invaded the north. Tom and Eleanor had a feeling it was Kensa and Jeng and moved out. Tom and Eleanor joined back with Freya and Irina, and they explained Sampaio mentioned Kensa and Jeng were after some kind of star. Irina had a good idea what Jeng was after. The broken star, an artifact that could grant the power to control the elements. This artifact, was hidden in Gwildor ages ago. So this artifact was hidden in Gwildor ages ago. That's how it got there, and it's scattered into four pieces. It's scattered into four pieces with ancient good beasts created from the fragments as a method of protection. So yeah, we have this powerful force of nature which came to Gwildor, I'm guessing from space, because it's the broken star. So the star came down to Gwildor from the space, scattered to four pieces, and the result of that, good beasts were created to protect each shard of the star. Over time, this wondrous artifact had been forgotten, and now was told as a legend. But very few knew of its reality, and sadly one of those few was Jeng. Tom and Eleanor wouldn't need more than talk to the beasts, as they were not used to a master/mistress of the beasts. Sadly, our heroes couldn't take their animals with them, but Irina used Tom's purple jewel. It had once acted as a portal to escape Gorgonia, and Irina reactivated that ability so they could enter the next location. Irina gave them some herbs, and they swallowed, which heated their bodies from the cold. And with that being said, they entered the portal. I should also mention Freya couldn't come, as she was asked to find the remnants of Sampaio's crew in Gwildor. Tom and Eleanor ventured through the winter lands until they found Koldo. He knew where Kensa and Jeng were, and he led them into a palace in Freshore, which our heroes believed to be the villain's lair. However, after further pacing, it was revealed to be a trap. Kensa and Jeng were surrounded by a shield of energy, as Kensa blasted the weak structures of the palace to fall on our heroes. Tom and Eleanor quickly made a run for it while Koldo supported the ceiling up. Our heroes escaped, but Koldo was buried under a ton of icy rubble. Using Tom's red jewel, Tom could sense Koldo was okay, and he knew he would be able to dig himself free. Venturing forth, our heroes came across one of their old friends, Dialar, the person who captured Koldo back on their first adventure to face the Arctic warrior. Dialar said his people were coming to help Emperor Jeng, because he told them of an evil bird beast destroying the land, so Dialar and his people have come here to stop it. Tom broke the news that Jeng was a traitor, but as soon as that was revealed, Griff, the feathered fiend, had emerged and was coming their way. Tom and Eleanor fought off Griff. Now they do reveal that Griff is a female, but they also reveal she's a falcon-type beast, which you can kind of see in there. Anyway, our heroes fought her off until Tom tried to communicate to her, telling Griff to let them have her shard. Let them have her piece of the shard of the broken star, so that Kensa and Jeng wouldn't get it. But Griff didn't believe Tom was worthy of the shard's power, so the fight continued on. It's revealed that Griff has icy feathers that are sharper than steel, and ice breath that can freeze you cold. She could use the ice breath to freeze Tom's arm, which, with Tom's arm injured, he fell, and Griff approached our hero. Tom's arm was frozen, of course. Then Griff revealed she could create strong winds with her wings, which were as powerful as hurricanes. This made our heroes retreat to heal Tom's arm. There was a nice bit of dialogue from Eleanor replying to Tom. He said it hurt. Eleanor replied, which means... Eleanor did reply with this, which means it will mend. With Tom's arm healed, our heroes continued to face Griff. Tom took the fight to a slope-like cliff, but Tom was starting to get overpowered by Griff when Eleanor came to the rescue with a torch. However, the situation soon got dangerous, and Tom was worried for Eleanor. Eleanor was pushed off the cliff by Griff, and after Tom fought Griff, he quickly checked to see if Eleanor was alright, and indeed she was. Our heroes soon got some help when Calder returned, and while he distracted Griff, our heroes came up with a plan. He got a chain from Dylar, and timing it just right, Tom lassoed Griff down, finally putting a stop to her rampage. And she insisted Tom... what she said to Tom was that she is vanquished, which I'm guessing implies that Tom has proven his worth. And Tom was indeed proven worthy, and given the white shard. He was told by Griff that he would have to pass the other beast test if he wanted to get the full power of the star. Griff flew off, while our heroes said their goodbyes to Dylar and Calder. However, their victory was short when Kensa and Jane ambushed our heroes, trying to steal the shard from them. But before Kensa could grab it, the shard revealed its icy power. It created a powerful forceful wind that blew the enemies back with a mighty force. The villains retreated, and now Tom realized the precious shard, how powerful it was. So the villains retreated, and now Tom has realized the full extent of this one piece of the shard. And I should mention, Tom did say he would use the powers of the star to defeat his enemies. I'm assuming he means to beat them up, not kill them. Well, hopefully I'm wrong, because I would like to be surprised. But yeah, I do like the fact that we get, Tom going through. We have the ending chapter be a section where we realize that, oh, this shard has this much power, and you have to think, like, if this one piece of the shard has that much power, you can understand what the dangers are if they got the full thing. So yeah, so what I understand is this icy shard controls ice, and a bit of icy winds, and cold, and snow, and all that pieces. So yeah, you can see where this series is going with the element vibe. But yeah, guys, this has been my attempt at doing Griff the Feathered Fiend. I really did like this starter book. It was a bit interesting at first because I didn't know what type of beast Griff was. But when we got past that, I liked the fact that Caldo helped out. Eleanor got in and took a hit for the team, and she survived it. And we had Dialogue back in there. Kensa and Jeng are doing more of a behind-the-scenes thing. Let Tom do all the hard work to pass the tests while they attempt to try and take the shard. But that's kind of stupid to me, because if they know this one piece of shard has great power, I don't think it's wise for them to, go after Tom, because he's got the great power and he's proven worth. So yeah, and I'm wondering, if they did get the shard, would it need them to be worthy, or is it the beast that says you're worthy? I'm guessing it's the beast that says, hey, you're worthy, you can use the power. But it's really complicated in that sense, because if the beast has to say to the person, you are worthy, then they can use the power, or is it that they can use or is it the villains can just take it and get the power? It's really confusing, and I wish we could get some more explanation on down the road. But whether that being said, Griff is the Feathered Fiend. Wonderful book, nice start to Series 17. I'm looking forward to the rest, and next time on Beast Quest, we'll be doing another one with Feron, the Living Storm. Till next time, guys, peace. Hey guys, welcome back to Beast Quest, Series 17, Book 2, Feron, the Living Storm. And here we are again with another awesome, exciting part of Beast Quest. And I've just finished Feron, so without further ado, like always, in-depth story analysis and my overall thoughts on this awesome book. So let's go through with this. Tom and Eleanor show the people of Freshshore the hope they carry by revealing the shard which controlled icy winters. Our heroes realized just one piece of the star could give them the power to take control of the kingdom. It's no wonder why Jeng wants the full power of the star, because he could use it to conquer every known kingdom, giving him the control he desires. Our heroes were given huskies and a sledge to take them to their next location in the borderlands. Once they delivered our heroes, they would be able to find their own way home. They set off, crossing an icy lake, but of course it started to shatter. But the situation got worse when Tom realized they were heading straight for a crevice. Tom and Eleanor weren't going to allow this to be their end, so they encouraged the huskies to increase their speed and jump the crevice. Once on the other side, they had arrived at Baron, the location of the second shard of the broken star. It was a bunch of old ruins, but then, as our heroes ventured forth, Tom spotted some of the rubble falling on them. Tom quickly freed the huskies and tried his best to hold up the structure, and then suddenly everything went black on our hero. Tom was revealed to be under a large supply of rubble. Tom tried calling for Eleanor, but no answer. However, the huskies were doing their best to try and free our hero. However, they were soon scared off. Kensa and Jeng had arrived and were digging him out. This was one of their traps again to steal the shard from Tom. Tom listened in, pretending to play dead, as he overheard their conversation. Jeng's motives were being explained a bit more. His next target is going to be Avantia, as that kingdom is run by two rulers of two kingdoms, so beating them both in the same place would give him two kingdoms in one spot. Yeah, two kingdoms in one shot. However, Kensa was getting sick of Jeng's taunting of victory and she demanded he basically kill him instead of just taunting all the time. And yeah, she wants him to basically just kill Tom right now and take the shard from him, but he's just taunting him and bragging his victory. I will say this trap was better by knocking Tom out. They could steal the shard. However, Tom luckily regained consciousness before they could get to him. However, it was still a better idea than their first trap. Tom was saved by Eleanor, who tackled Jeng, while Kensa made a run for it. Tom followed in quick pursuit. After a bit of scuffling, Feron showed up, and Kensa left the two of them to their squabble. Jeng demanded Kensa help him, but she informed the now captured Emperor that they had bigger problems, and that of course was Feron. I should mention that Tom wonders how he can beat a beast he can't touch when he's faced two, Kreta and Sorex, and they were hard to actually touch as well, but yeah, Feron is literally a beast you can't actually touch at all, because he's a cloud. Feron released the lightning power and believed that all four of the travelers were working together. As the guardian of the shard, he would not let them take it and began zapping out lightning bolts. Jeng managed to escape from Eleanor, and both villains ran for cover, while Tom and Eleanor tried to face off against Feron. Eleanor was about to be hit by a lightning bolt, but Tom took a hit for her by using his shield. However, it caused a great amount of damage to his shield. I'd say the most damage any beast has ever done to it from the impact. That one seriously did a bad burn. Anyway, our heroes ran for it. They noticed Kensa was standing tall and facing Feron. Kensa was actually helping them. Tom and Eleanor realized that Kensa wasn't helping them, but trying to steal the shard, which was inside Feron for herself. She was trying to steal it for herself. Our heroes warned Feron, and his attention was now focused on the sorceress, as she was dragged inside the storm cloud, and Feron floated away into a deep cave. Our heroes had acquired Kensa's lightning staff and believed it to be the key to defeating Feron, but Tom saw Jeng wounded and knew the right thing to do would be to take him with them, so they could keep an eye on him. Similar to how Petra was left behind in Series 9, only difference here is Kensa was dragged away from Jeng, while Malvel left Petra. They entered the cave, and Tom was determined to keep his eye on the former Emperor. Last thing I should mention is Jeng mentions that there are still some parts of Gwildor who don't know of his betrayal, and he could easily lure them to his side, but you wouldn't you think that Freya or Irina would spread out the word of this news that Jeng has turned traitor? I mean, Freya you could give a break because she's fighting off the remnants of Sanpeo's crew, but Irina could, like, spread the word. She's a good witch after all. But apparently, according to Jeng, she hasn't done that yet. Or just Irina has. Maybe he doesn't know that Irina's done it yet. I don't know. Other than that, though, Tom, Eleanor, and Jeng went into the cave. After a brief walk, they found Kensa inside Feron. While Eleanor kept watch of Jeng, Tom faced the beast. Feron spotted Tom and shapeshifted into a cloud version of Kensa, but after a good blast with Kensa's staff, Tom dragged Kensa out, and Eleanor pulled her to safety. With a gaping hole in Feron, Tom ran for the shard, only to be sucked up inside, just like Kensa was. Tom feared the worst. Was this his end? Feron had taken the form of Tom, while Eleanor tried to defeat Feron, and with the lightning staff in hand. It seemed to be working, but Jeng threw a rock and knocked Eleanor down. Tom decided to use the power of the white shard to freeze Feron from within. It worked. Feron couldn't move, and Tom used his golden breastplate power to smash his way out. Tom had proven himself worthy of the blue shard, but Kensa and Jeng made their move. While Tom did stop Jeng and holding him in place, Kensa had gotten her hands on Eleanor, and now they had a bargain to make. Kensa would release Eleanor in exchange for Jeng's freedom, plus the 2 shards he had earned. Sadly, Tom chose to hand them over to save his friend, but Eleanor wasn't going to allow this. She broke free before the deal was made, and the villains made a retreat, going after the remaining shards, letting the cave fall on our heroes. But Tom easily stopped it from falling with the ice shard, and Feron was now forward from the ice. He told Tom he was worthy, and it would seem both pieces of the shard would want to join together, but Tom thought it would be best to keep the 2 separate for now, and thus their quest continues. But yeah, there's my little wrap-up of Feron, the Living Storm. Had a few little scuffles here and there, but nothing too major. I think I did a decent job on it. Like I said, I think Feron is actually a pretty good book. In my opinion, I say, despite the little issue I had with the whole Jeng's saying that he has there are people in Gwildor that don't know of his betrayal. If you get past that little plot hole, because you have to wonder, did Irina or Freya tell anybody about this news? You know, it should be spreaded, but other than that, since either of them doesn't know, you could say that, but we don't know if Irina has spread the word, or if she hasn't. So it's debatable, basically. Since I can overlook it, because the pros outweigh the cons, Feron in the Living Storm easily better than the first book, Griff. It's got a lot of surprising elements to it, with Kensa and Tom. You know, apparently both of them were... The way Feron works is interesting than other shapeshifting beasts. He basically needs inspiration to make a form for himself, so he takes them hostage and creates a form based on that, which is an interesting way of going about it. His lightning power is awesome, and then you've got Kensa herself. She has more of a... I like her a bit more now. She's got this thing where she's losing her patience with her allies, and she wants things done straight there and now. She wants it. She needs it now. While Jeng is another one of those villains that taunts and doesn't get straight to the point, and you kind of are sick of those type of characters, really. Just get to the action. So, to be honest, I would see Kensa leaving him at some point in the future. I wouldn't be surprised if she backstabbed him at all. Mind you, I'd be more surprised if Jeng backstabbed Kensa, but you never know. Other than that, though, easily Feron is better than Griff, straight hands down. And I am wondering, something that brought up to my mind right now, is do the shard... Every shard is protected by a beast, by the good beasts. But does the beast's own power come from the shard? Because every beast we've encountered so far is holding the shard, obviously to protect it, but I'm questioning, do you think they're holding it because their own beast powers come from the shard as well? Maybe. It could be that way. Or maybe it's the beast's own power. You never know. Overall, I do like Feron. He's a great beast. Shape-shifting in a unique way. Kensa's got a bit more development there. Jeng, he probably still gets some more motivation on him. I do like that we get a little twist in there where the heroes capture the villains at the end. We have that little bargaining thing and the cave. Yeah, the fight was a bit short, but that's standard issue now because the Beast Quest books are getting a bit shorter with chapters. But you know, I think I had pretty good fun with it. And yeah, I look forward to the next book. And next time on Beast Quest, we'll be moving on right down to the road with, I'm going to hopefully pronounce this name right, but I'll pronounce it how I think it should be pronounced. Let's take a look. Next time on Beast Quest, we'll be going on with Akoko, the Sand Monster. Till next time, guys. Peace. Hey guys, welcome back to Beast Quest. Series 17, like always, Series 17, Book 3, Akoko, the Sand Monster. And here we are again with another awesome, exciting book of Beast Quest. Almost done with Series 17 now. And yes, I can inform you guys that Series 19 is on the way in the post. I already have Series 20 and 21. So I've nearly got all of the main stories of Beast Quest, so that's awesome. If I get Series 19 in the post when it does arrive, I'll have around 110 books. So that's awesome. But before we begin, I should mention last book. Kensa did get back her staff from our heroes. But with that being said, let's get to Akoko, and that's how I'm pronouncing his name. Tom and Eleanor Tom and Eleanor exited the cave where they had fought Feron, and using Tom's golden helmet power, he spotted the villains and had an urge to end his quest, here and now. He raced after the villains, but Eleanor couldn't keep up, so Tom decided to let them go, but further speculation saw that Kensa and Jeng were escaping through a portal. Not wanting to be left behind, our heroes rushed in just in time. They arrived at a desert. Neither Kensa nor Jeng were in sight, and Tom spotted a vulture flying over their heads, no doubt waiting for a dying prey. First of all, I do like that Tom and Eleanor are forced in a desert without preparation for our heroes. Second, it's nice to see Tom's ego return. This element has been played in other quests, where Tom's determination would put his quest before his friends. Thirdly, I'm surprised that Kensa and Jeng can disappear from sight once they enter the portal. After all, Tom has enhanced vision. He has enhanced vision, but they're able to avoid him. And finally, they mention that back in the ancient times, when the star fell to Earth, the good witch Clara had created the good beasts to protect the shards. So yeah, I thought the beasts were created from the shards themselves, but no, this Clara witch created the beasts as a method of protection for the shards. So we do get some answers on that topic, which I like. So moving on with that, Tom and Eleanor spotted the vulture was flying away, meaning he had spotted something, so our heroes decided to follow the bird, and he led them to an oasis, where our heroes dived in and cooled their bodies. However, tribespeople had emerged, led by an elder called Tyrol. He explained it was okay, as the oasis was free for all travellers. They escorted our heroes to their village, and offered them fresh clothes and food. Then later, during the night, Tyrol told them they offer rituals to appease Akoko, the sand monster. Our heroes assumed this was the next beast, and as they were about to leave, the tribe turned on our heroes and tied them up, bringing them to Jeng. Okay, first of all, I should mention that they bring up some tattoo guys, and I was wondering if these were members of Sanpeo's crew, but we never get info on that. But yeah, this did surprise me, and I'm happy we got this twist, because Jeng did say last book that he had people who still didn't know of his betrayal, and it is possible these guys didn't know, or he just paid them off, which I doubt, so it's probably the first option, that these guys didn't know of his betrayal. Tom questioned whether people would betray them when Tom was the son of their mistress of the beasts, but the people replied Freya had never shown herself in this area before, but Emperor Jeng had come to them, and I quote, believed in their belief culture. He has come to eliminate Akoko, so the people won't fear him no longer. With the heroes by himself, Jeng took the pouch which contained the shards, only to reveal that they were stones. Tom assumed Eleanor had switched them in case Kensa or Jeng got the drop on them. Jeng got pissed, but our heroes broke from their bonds, got into a scuffle with Jeng. But when the sand twisted about, the tribespeople informed Jeng that Akoko was coming. If you're wondering what Kenta was doing, well, apparently she's meant to be dealing with Akoko, but considering he's on his way here, she's doing a poor job of it. I should also mention the reason they are against Tom is because he's related to Freya, and you know their thoughts on Freya are. A fire had set ablaze, but our heroes quickly put it out before it could spread, and with our heroes free, they made their escape. It was revealed that Akoko wasn't here, just a powerful sandstorm he had sent. Eleanor led Tom to where she had hid the shards, and our heroes hitched some camels to ride on out of there. After some riding, they came across Kenta. She appeared to be dry to the bone, along with a pile of skeleton corpses. Kenta informed our heroes that Akoko was here, and just like that, Akoko emerged from the very sand, seizing Tom in his sandy grip. I wonder if Akoko can eat living things. I know that there are corpses around, but they might have been eaten by vultures. But if it is Akoko, how can he eat them when his entire body is barely any solid structure, you know? So I'm wondering, was it the vultures that ate those things, or was it Akoko? So I am curious about that. Mind you, we never do get an answer in this book about that topic, sadly. Tom was lifted up by Akoko, and despite communicating it made no difference. This battle had already begun. Tom was helpless in Okoko's grip, and when he tried to escape, he was easily caught. Eleanor tried shooting her arrows, but they only ticked off Akoko and blasted Eleanor back. However, Tom was now free, but before he could do anything, a giant sand fist crushed Tom. I'm impressed. Akoko isn't giving our heroes a break. He catches Tom straight from the start, easily takes care of Eleanor, and when Tom does get free, he's quickly fisted to death. Damn, Akoko doesn't waste any time. Tom emerged and saw Eleanor by his side. She informed that Akoko had left thinking our heroes were dead. He was now on their way to the oasis, where the tribespeople were. Not wanting the people to get hurt, Tom and Eleanor headed back, but they spotted Kenta and forced her to use her magic to get them there faster. So she did, and they demanded Jeng to order his people to leave the village, as Akoko was coming. But then Tom put together that Jeng wanted Akoko to come, so that Tom could defeat him, allowing once again our villains to get the shard. But before any more could be said, Akoko had arrived. But despite their superior numbers, their weapons were unaffected against the sand monster. But then, when one of the children was in danger, Tom grabbed a spear, and it worked. Which sounds confusing because earlier they just established that the spears aren't working, and now they are. Okay. Anyway, the boy fell. Tom saved the boy, and Tom led Akoko to the oasis. After a scuffle, Tom realized the water would make Akoko heavier, giving our hero the speed advantage. But despite Tom's best efforts, he fell from this attack, and Arctur's eagle feather hadn't broken his fall. Well, apparently Tom looked at his shield and come to the conclusion that Feron's attack on his shield must have drained the tokens of their power. As Tom tried to heal himself with the green jewel, Tom lost his jewel in the mud when Jeng arrived and planned to kill Tom with his own blade. Tom was saved by the villagers as they realized that Tom was on their side, and they had seen through Jeng's deception. Tom was about to finish healing himself when he spotted Eleanor inside Akoko. So healing would have to wait. He got Okoko's attention and used the power of the second shard, which actually revealed to control the very waters, which is ironic. It was this great power that brought Akoko crashing down, giving Tom the third shard, which meant our hero now possesses 3 of the 4 shards. However, Tom went to check on Kenta and Jeng, and it was revealed they had already escaped and made their way to the 4th shard. So yep, the villains have made a run for it and are on their way for the shard number 4. I was surprised though that Feron's shard was, because I was surprised. I thought that Feron's shard can control electricity. No, but it's water, which is ironic because the next beast is Akoko, and of course sand is weak to water. This is the second time now that Tom used the shard to beat a beast. I just hope he beats the last beast with his own powers than the shards he's given, because I don't like the fact that he does that, really. Oh, I've got this new power. I should use the new power on the beast. Kind of a bit of a like a Deus Ex Machina. I mean, it is the easiest way to do it, but I would prefer Tom doing a bit more on his own merits, really. Other than that, though, there's my little description of Akoko. I think I did pretty well so far. I had a few scuffles, maybe, a few minor ones, but I did pretty well. I do like this book. Would I say it's better than Feron? I would probably say yes. This, I did mention that one little plot hole with the spear thing, and then they're saying, oh, first of all, he's not immune to spears, but then he is kind of there. But if you get past it, it's pretty intense, realizing that what that fight in Feron did took away Tom's shield powers, and I do hope he gets them back for the final battle. Yes, the villains escape again, going after shard number 4, and they are still persistent on getting the shards, even though Tom has 3 and they have only got 1 chance to get 1 left. Akoko, yeah, let me just go over the briefs real quick of this series. Griff left, Griff flew away, so she's still alive. Feron was left in the cave, so he's still alive, he just got melted up from the ice. And as for Akoko, well, he's made of sand, so he could easily reform himself, so I don't think he's dead. But it is probably, you could say he's dead, but he could easily reform himself, and since he's a good beast, I'm going to say he's alive. But yeah, this has been my attempt at doing none of it, then of course, Akoko, the sand monster. Hope you guys enjoyed it. If you did, make sure to leave a like, comment, go subscribe, that good stuff. And go subscribe to Adam Thurn's channel, which is the Dimensional Gaming Squad, for a beast's opinion on this awesome stuff. And next time on Beast Quest, we'll be tackling on the finale with Sorex, the Silent Creeper. Till next time, guys, peace. Hey guys, welcome back to Beast Quest, Series 17, Book 4, Sorex the Silent Creeper. And it's time to wrap up Series 17 finally. Here we are with Sorex the Silent Creeper. So, without further ado, like always, in-depth story analysis, and then my overall thoughts on this epic conclusion of Series 17. So, Tom and Eleanor have discovered the villains Jeng and Kenta had escaped and were on their way to the 4th shard, while Tom wondered how to follow the villains. Two of the three shards fused together. It was said if all 4 pieces came together, they could form a powerful weapon. Later, Irina, the Good Witch, appeared and informed our heroes the last beast was the most deadly one of all, Sorex the Chameleon Beast. The Good Witch told them to follow the stars, which would lead them to his location, but Tom had a feeling they were in for some serious danger. Tom and Eleanor ventured forth on their camels to the next location, which was at the bottom of a chasm, so slowly climbing down they reached the area of the next beast at the swamplands. After making some masks to protect them from the toxic fumes and climbing to higher ground, Eleanor was quickly taken by a large slimy tongue, and I think we can guess whose tongue that is. Tom went after Eleanor, but instead found Kenta, who had Jeng surprise Tom and attempt to steal the fragments from him. However, Tom was overpowered, and Kenta had stolen one of the shards. The other 2 weren't in the pouch, so they assumed Eleanor had them. Tom explained about Sorex had her, so they called a truce. While Tom defeated Sorex, they would acquire the remaining shards. Tom led the villains through the swamps, and we got some conversation that hints that Jeng might have been planning to betray Kenta, because he says, when I get the shard, its power will be mine. However, Kenta overheard that, so she'll probably might betray him now. Anyway, they found Eleanor out cold. So while Kenta had taken the 3 shards, while Kenta had taken the 3 shards before they could fuse them together, Sorex was revealed to have been there, hiding with his camouflage abilities, and of course he attacked Kenta. Tom insisted that Jeng use the power of the shard that they took from him, but Jeng had no clue how to use the shard. Tom made his move and kicked Jeng away and got back his fragment, and he used the power of the shard number 3, which revealed earth-like powers, as Tom formed a sand fist to punch Sorex away, leaving the silent creeper covered in sand. Eleanor had recovered, and with the villains down for the count, now was the perfect time to finish off Sorex. After another scuffle, Tom had found the final shard embedded in Sorex's head. Tom realized the mud could hide their body heat from Sorex, so he wouldn't be able to see them. So once our heroes had done that, it seemed our heroes had a chance, but then Sorex had gotten Tom trapped in his tongue. But then Eleanor came to Tom's rescue by shooting an arrow at Sorex's tongue. Yes, she shot an arrow into Sorex's tongue to stop Tom from being eaten, basically. Despite the beast's best efforts, the silent creeper was defeated, earning Tom's worthiness of the final shard. But once Sorex left, Kensa and Jeng returned and captured Eleanor as a ransom for the remaining shards that Tom had won. Not wanting his friend to die, he easily did so. Yes, after all that work, he has to hand over the shards to save his friend's life. So he easily handed them over. Kensa combined the shards together to reform the broken star, and add its own power to her own lightning staff. She bragged that the power of the broken star was now hers, which tells me Kensa will betray Jeng once she has the power. After all, she does have the power, and 2, she overheard a conversation earlier about Jeng possibly planning to betray her. So it's quite possible Kensa has the potential to, deceive Jeng now. Anyway, Kensa revealed she was going after Avantia, and Jeng wanted to deal with Hugo personally, because apparently he was meant to be married to Queen Aroha at one point, and he feels that Hugo robbed him of that chance of another kingdom. But yeah, Tom feels like a failure. Kensa was about to enter a portal with Jeng when she decided to backstab Jeng, as she had all the power now. Not wanting to be robbed of his victory, the two villains fought each other while Tom and Eleanor got back. Then Sorex emerged and swiped the broken star from Kensa's staff. The star shattered back into 4 shards, and everyone got into a massive scuffle. The day was saved when Eleanor activated the power of Sorex's shard, which can control the nature. The vines entangled the villains, putting a stop and completing their quest. Tom brought the villains via walking and boat travel. Then on the boat ride, he scattered the sacred shards to the bottom of the ocean. Tom explained he didn't want to use the power of the shards, as no one should possess such power, which seems a bit silly when Tom controls a magical shield, an enchanted belt, and magic armor. But oh well. The villains were escorted to share a cell with Sampeo the Pirate King, and I have a feeling Sampeo will be a bit pissed at Kensa for leaving him. Irina was made the new ruler, but she didn't wish to sit on the throne, and of course a feast for victory. I am assuming Tom's shield will have fully recovered by now, and he will be able to use his shield tokens on the next quest, which I hope. But yeah, there was my, I nudged the camera. Let me just try and shim it back. Here we go. But yeah, there is my attempt at doing another van, of course, Sorex the Silent Creeper. Overall, I think I went over that synopsis pretty quickly and well. If I made any mistakes, I'm sorry, but I think I had a few scuffles, but I think I did pretty okay. But yeah, there is the Sorex the Silent Creeper. Once you, I do really like this finale because it actually has a good connection with normally what they do in the finales is they rush the beast stuff just to get the main plot rolling and ended. But I felt Sorex was in this pretty much as good as length as the main plot was, so I didn't think that the beast was underwhelmed this time round, which I am happy with. I do also like that Eleanor got to be the one to save the day instead of Tom, because that's normally his shtick, but it's nice to have Eleanor save the day, so that's a nice twist. Kensa and Jeng finally captured, that's a nice plus, so we've got rid of those villains, they're out of the way, until the end of a break out of jail probably, but I don't think they'll be in any bother anytime soon. So they'll be joining Sampeo, and Irina becoming the new Empress of Gwildor, that's a nice plus. You could say she's not the Empress because she didn't want to sit on the throne, but I'm going to call her Empress anyway, I don't care, I'm making it up as I go. Because she basically is her most highest figure of authority, which you could argue Freya is, but Freya is more of the warrior type. So I'm going to put Irina in charge of Gwildor, if that was my shot. Besides, Freya said she would follow her loyally and all that. But yeah, this has been my read of Sorex the Silent Creeper. I think I did pretty well on it with my synopsis, and I had a good fun reading this book. And it's nice to wrap up Series 17. So just to recap what the crystal's powers are for each shard: ice for Griff, water for ice for Griff, water is Feron, earth is Akoko for obvious reasons, and of course you've got plants and nature for Sorex. The only one that kinda you could question is Feron, but you can see how water could get in there for Feron because, you know, storms, rain, stuff like that. But yeah, I still enjoyed the series. I am a bit ticked that Tom had to throw that shard away. He could at least given it to Aaron or something. But I don't know. And I do. If I had to make some nitpicks, Tom dropping the shard into the water, in which the villains know he did, so that's a bit questionable. Other than that, I really don't have any much complaints. Then this story was a bit rushed, but then again, it's a new generation of Beast Quest books, and they are making shorter chapters. Overall, though, Sorex the Silent Creeper, I would say, where would I put this? We'll go with equal ties to Akoko. I would say I would put this first, and what's holding me back is I would rather have both our heroes working together more. I felt like Tom got captured a bit too much, because think about it, this entire series' gimmick has been Tom fights Beast. When Beast is defeated, the villains would come and gather the shards that Tom has, and that seems to be running shtick throughout the series every time. Nothing really changed on that formula, but I do like the fact that Eleanor got there, and it was a bit tense. But yeah, overall thoughts, I think it's on par with Akoko. And next time, guys, we'll be moving right along to Series 18, which of course starting for a new series, and that series is called The Trial of Heroes, and I'm really looking forward to that series from the blurb and description about it. And that of course being the first of those beasts, Krytor, the Blooded Bat. Till next time, guys, peace.